Dragonfly flapping in the dark, shooting stars over this old park. Burnt marshmallow on a crooked stick. You drop a comment, I'll read it quick. Switchback, sweat, and summit haze. Drone shots catching all those rays. Feels like we're together, y'all, out here on Woodall Trails. Like and subscribe to Woodall Trails. Hit that bell so you don't miss the tales. From a mountaintop view to the late night flames, we're chasing that wild by calling your name. So like and subscribe to Woodall Trails.
What is going on, everybody? What is going on, everybody? Can everybody hear me? Quick little sound check there. What's going on, Ruben? Can you hear me, everybody? Sounds good. Thank you, man. Get everything set up here. Sorry, I'm moving a little bit behind right now, guys. Had to go pick up my daughter, my oldest, from mom's. My youngest decided to stay the night. They went to Bible school last night. Got me a little Diet Buckley here, as we like to call Mr. Diet Buckley. I tend to like this now. It tastes pretty good. Okay, guys. So get things started here. Happy Thursday, guys. Happy Thursday. How is everybody doing this fine afternoon? It is much better than it was Tuesday, I have to say. Sounds good, guys. Yeah, I want to say sorry, guys, for no trip video from this past weekend. I had camera issues, still working out all the kinks with my 360 camera. Gonna have it back out this weekend. Gonna do an overnighter with the oldest. We're gonna go out, maybe hit the gorge. Big South Fork, don't know yet. Gonna get everything together after here in Woodall Trails fashion. We did it the night before. That's how I like to pack, under pressure. Don't forget anything. But anyways, guys, I want to just say sorry about that. Tell you a little bit about the trip we had. We got to go out and I got to see Trampled by Turtles for the first time. I listened to them a little bit, and you know what? I like them. They're kind of like the Steel Drivers, kind of like the Creakers, if you heard of them recently. But awesome band. They put on probably one of the best shows that I've seen in a while. Played for a few hours. And then, you know what? We did some day hiking, got some ice cream, and then went out and had an overnighter with Mike and one of the new guys I got to meet from up there, Mr. Mike. He was a pretty cool fella. I'll be back out with him again. Of course, I'm always out with Rich and Tim. We try to get out as much as we can. But anyways, guys, on this week's 47th episode of Adventure Closet Talk, who are we going to have? We have someone special, someone that I kind of just got turned on to recently through one of my favorites, Mr. Jason Wish. I was watching his video, and it led me down the rabbit hole to them, and they got some pretty cool stuff. But anyways, we're going to get him on here. We'll talk to him, and hopefully he'll get the rest of the crew on here in a little bit, and we'll go from there. Let's get things started. Can you hear me there?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Sure do.
Fantastic. Do you hear me here or over here?
Better right in front of you.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. That means the mics are working.
Good deal. I was hoping that would happen.
No one's more shocked than me.
So how you doing?
Doing fantastic. Without
So you want to just...
my coworkers here are missing.
Yeah, I told them that they'll get to join us here in a little bit, but you just want to go ahead and tell them who you are, where they can find you, and just give them a little bit of backstory on stuff.
Okay. My name's Mark, aka Rugged Mountain Dad. The whole Rugged Mountain Mr., Rugged Mountain Sister, Rugged Mountain Dad, Rugged Mountain Gang thing actually came from Crow, from As a Crow Flies Hiking. He called us the Rugged Mountain Gang once. I was like, hey, that sticks. And we're not particularly rugged, and we've only rarely been on mountains. So, it's kind of a tongue-in-cheek sort of name. But it's me and my two kids, 15-year-old daughter, Kieran, and 10-year-old son, Torin. And we've been doing the YouTube thing since 2019. Just have fun doing things with the kids and recording it, saving it for posterity, and sharing it with those that actually strangely enjoy watching it from time to time. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I really enjoyed watching your videos, especially how you get the kids involved and the 10-10. Well, we're gonna talk about it here in a little bit, but how you would try to sneak in the people's names you was gonna go see, and your son were like, "Who the heck is that?"
Oh, right.
I kind of caught that. I was like,
let's scoot, Newt. Let's go, Joe.
So
that was a little bit we had put
DMS,
together for.
Does that stand for something? The DMS.
Sorry.
Does DMS stand for something?
Yes. If it's just me and the kids, it's Daddy, Mr. Sister. If the wife gets to join us, then it's Daddy, Mommy, Siblings. So it works either way.
Gotcha. I was wondering.
Yep.
Yeah, I go out quite a bit with my oldest as well. She's going to be 13 this coming January. Believe it or not,
Ooh.
makes me feel like I'm getting like an old man.
Yeah.
It's getting to be rough years now. The teenage years, you already know all about it.
Oh, for sure. Be ready for them to sleep a lot if they're not already.
She'll sleep until probably 10 or 11 unless I get her up.
Okay, yeah. She's kind of already there then.
Yeah, and it's even worse on trail in the hammock. If I let her sleep, she'll probably sleep all day just because she said it's more comfortable in her bed.
Yeah.
So backpacking, have you always been into the outdoors? Did you get into the backpacking like everybody else during COVID?
So, my parents, we went camping a lot, just car camping, growing up. And usually for longer periods of time, like, 4 days to a week, something like that. It was how my parents took vacation. It would seem. So grew up in it that way, and it wasn't until it was prior to COVID. Actually, we started the channel in 2019 in November. So it was right before all that hit. I had been watching guys like Jason Wish and all the usuals that YouTube seems to push toward us. Darwin and Dixie and all those people, and just backpacking had always been a thing in the back of my mind, but never tried it. And for some reason, it was kind of just like, yeah, this would be something that we could do together. That's semi-difficult. I mean, it can be strenuous, and I wanted to be doing something that kind of pushed the kids a little bit and just not let them get too soft, laying around the house on the couch and stuff. So we got into the backpacking thing, and they were much more into it then than they are now.
I feel you there. I think my daughter is into it more to go with me than it is anything. I don't know if she enjoys it as much as I do out there.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, that's what you want, right? That's the good thing about it. And I've had Torin made a comment there on one of the 10-10-10 nights. Actually, it was the lead up to it. We did a couple trial runs, and maybe we'll get into that, but we did a couple trial runs, and one of the days was kind of rough, but he said the only thing that was good about it was the time that we were spending together. And he's 10, so that was relatively insightful for him.
Yeah. My daughter, she said, I told her we're going to go out on an overnighter this week, and she goes, will you please not kill me? I was like, it's going to be an easy one. We're just going to go out there, find somewhere cool to camp, hopefully by the water. I don't know. Maybe try to get a view. We'll see. It's going to be a little bit cooler than it has been these past few weeks. So we might bring some extra water and just camp up top. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. The temperature going down here, pretty good.
I think you did a little bit in Kentucky on that, didn't you? I think you did the gorge.
Yep, we sure did. We did the gorge. I picked the gorge because out of the 10 states that we were doing, I had been to Kentucky before and backpacked there. So I wanted to pick a couple places that I was at least familiar with. So the gorge was one of the places, and I knew I might be able to get some people to join up with me, which almost got John Kelly if he hadn't hurt himself, and then got Nick from Smoky Beats Natural to actually come out and hike with us.
Yeah, I like Nick. I've talked with him a lot, and then, of course, I know John pretty well through his cohort, Jeremiah. There, it's actually I was just over at Jeremiah's house yesterday, out in the kayaks fishing down there, right over the hill from his house. I keep my kayaks
at his house. You mentioned
when
I was on there that you guys were friends.
Yeah, I keep my kayaks at his house since he has a house right by the lake and 2 garages. I'm like, hey, he's like, yeah. I was like, you can use them anytime you want. It's part of the room and board there.
Nice. Hey, we're buddies. Can I leave this here?
I mean, he's got a truck, and I'm like, you can use them anytime you want, man. I mean, that's what they're there for. Better than just sitting out the sun in my house than and not being able to use. And I maybe use them 4 or 5 times during the summer if I can get that much.
Okay. Yeah, the water's something we haven't. Water's something we haven't tackled. We haven't done any kayaking or canoeing or anything like that.
Let me tell you, once you they'll love it because it's backpacking without the hard part.
Walking.
Without the walking. And you get really cool spots. I'm not gonna lie. I think I got more into the kayaking to begin with, and then got more into the backpacking. And now I kind of enjoy it all. I can get out hiking more than I can in my kayak, just because my vehicle at the moment can't haul a 12-foot kayak with it. I'm not going to trust it on my little Kia Seltos. But once I get a hitch put on it, I'll be back doing it more. But I ain't gonna lie, I kind of enjoy I like the backpacking and hiking more. I do like the strenuous. I like the hiking part. I think it's the thought of you got that goal in mind and you know where you're trying to get to. And it's just a little more relaxed and and it's a little more fun. Like I said, kayak camping, you get to pull off, you get to bring all of the good food, you get to cook basically anything you want over the fire. And you
Right.
got your cooler, so if you want to, if you drink a little bit of beer or whatever, you can bring out with you. Have a nice cold beer right there at camp.
Yep. Yep. That's the way to do it for sure.
And that's how I actually discovered Jason, was through the kayaking stuff, because he does a lot of that, the summer kayaking.
Yeah. Yeah, I've talked to him a couple times about that.
So
he says we need to get into it too, but I don't know.
I'm
Another
going to tell you,
expense, right?
it is
Isn't backpacking
another
expensive
expensive hobby. I'm gonna say it's another expensive hobby, but I'm gonna tell you it's worth it. I've actually got to look at getting my daughter a kayak too, my oldest, so that way I can be able to take all three of us now. So I can take all of us. My youngest can use my daughter's old one, so she's
Okay.
still a little bit too little. She's only 6, but she's like the size of a 4-year-old. So
Okay.
she usually just rides in the kayak with me or my wife.
So you have a 6 and a 12-year-old?
Yes,
Okay,
both
that's about the
girls.
same distance that Rocky Mountain, Mr. Rocky Mountain Sister are. About 5.5 years.
Yeah, how did that go for you?
Actually, it's gone super good. Like she's so nice to him that he like rolls his eyes and stuff. You know, in general, they have their moments. I mean, they're siblings, right?
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, she's very supportive, very encouraging to him. You know, I think I mentioned in that preview, or that trial run that we did, where I'd mentioned something like, as we were hiking, Torrin referred to himself as a little cutie pie, and that's what he hears from his sister all the time. And so I made the comment. I was like, if I refer to myself the way my older brother referred to me, I couldn't say it on camera. So he's blessed in that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm having a few difficulties here.
I need to see if I can adjust something. There we go. I can see you better.
Yeah. You're talking about how supportive he is. That's exactly how my two are. Of course, like you said, they get on each other's nerves every now and then, but I mean, she's definitely. I was the youngest in my family, so I kind of got treated like the baby. So I never got to see that firsthand, but she's my oldest is a lot like my wife. My wife's the oldest in her family, and she was the mommy of them all. And so I see a lot of my wife in her, and with a little bit of me sprinkled in here and there.
Just to keep it interesting.
Yep. So you said you got into it to take your kids and everything, get them outside, keep them from being couch weenies.
Correct.
But what's been your favorite trip so far, besides the one that we're going to talk about, if it's that?
Gosh. So we did one. We tried to do one the third time that we tried to get Rugged Mountain Mama out on a trip. This was an actual, like, we're going about 2.5 miles in, 7 miles the next day, and then like 4 or 5 back out. And it was the first time she was doing a multi-night. And it was in Tennessee. So we're from Indiana, because I hadn't mentioned yet. So we hadn't done any backpacking in Tennessee yet, but we found a place where you could reserve a site. And so we tried to do that. And for what the goal was of getting out and doing a multi-day trip with the family, it failed utterly. But it's one of those things where you make it work and it becomes memorable, And so that was a pretty fun one. And then we had one where we went down and hiked with Crow on the Pine Mountain Trail, 2-nighter. And again, first day was absolutely miserable. It was just me and the kids, and it rained constantly. I wasn't a proper father. I should have. So typically with my oldest, I'll kind of give her some rope, and let her hang herself if she's going to do it. Well, she didn't wear. We had the rain gear. She just decided she wasn't going to wear it, and I was like, "All right," but we had it, and she went too long and got too wet and it was too cold. And we made it to, it was only like 2 miles in. We made it to a building, and we thought there was going to be a shelter there to have lunch, and there wasn't. And so she was in tears. She just wanted to quit and go home. And I was like, no, let's go in. Let's reset everything. Let's get you dry and try this again with the proper gear. And the lady that was working in there noticed us, and she actually brought her a hairdryer so that she could plug in, go into the bathroom, dry everything off, warm up. And so after that, it was cool. We met Crow later that night, and then we hiked with him the next day. So that was a fun trip as well. So probably it'd be between the Pine Mountain Trail and it was Fall Creek Falls State Park in Tennessee.
Okay. What's that? Sounds kind of like the most memorable ones for me are usually the ones that have failed epically.
For
You
sure.
plan for everything to go right, and then something happens to usually it's the weather, throws a wrench in something.
Yep. And that's kind of what did it in Tennessee. It ended up raining, and it was a combination of the mileage, which my wife wasn't ready for. It was too much. I planned too much. A combination of that, and then it rained the second day. And so we ended up having to find an actual campground, and we just set up our gear in a normal campsite and spent the night and explored with all the different trails and the waterfalls that are there. So we still had a good time. Just wasn't what we intended.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's happened multiple times with me and my wife. One trip went to Beaver Creek Wilderness here, not far from my house, and ended up doing probably 2 miles off trail to finish out the trip, and it poured the rain.
Of course.
And she wears glasses, and it did not help out very well. And I'm the type when I get to walking and hiking, like I'm looking straight, and then I look back every so often. Well, I went too far without looking back, and when I looked back, she was on her backside, and
oh, no.
by the time I got over there to her, she's like, "Just go away."
Darn it.
Yeah, and then planned another great trip. We went to Garden of the Gods, and that one was
Illinois.
Yes, in Illinois.
Okay.
And we first day, awesome. Got in there, got a nice place to camp, not hard. Next day was great all the way until the last part of the day. It was really hot. I don't know how hot it was, but it was hot. And we stopped down there at the creek after going up to the Garden of the Gods area. We went down the creek and stopped there, hopped in the creek, cooled off. I was like, why don't we just stay here? It'll be okay. It'll be a little bit more mileage to get out tomorrow, maybe a mile or two, but it'll be a lot better than having to walk up this hill in the heat.
Sure.
But no, she was bound and determined because we seen a campsite at the top of the hill with an awesome view that we were getting back up there. I was like, okay. And let's just say we didn't get to that campsite. We got to the campsite on top of the hill right before that one. And I carried the backpack for about the last mile up the hill because she pushed herself way too hard.
Okay.
I told her, I'll tell her from now on, we're just going to stop whenever I say stop because I can understand that
sometimes.
But no, we've had several really good trips since then. She's gotten a lot more into the hangs too. I don't know if you've ever been to a hammock hang, but she's gotten kind of into those too. Those are very nice. It's like camping all weekend. If you want to go out for a hike, you can go for a hike.
Okay, we do here in Indiana. We've had YouTuber meetups.
Yeah, kind of like that
for the last twice a year for the last since we've been doing this really. So it's been like last 6 years, I think. That's kind of the same thing. Just tent camping, RVs, whatever anybody has. But then hanging around and going out on hikes and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been to the Indiana one. I met several of the Indiana guys at the first Kentucky meetup that they have every October.
There at Hampton's Point?
Yeah. I met
Mister and I came to that twice.
Okay.
I can't remember which years. Buckley was there. One of the times we went, Buckley was there. Stringer. Pretty much everybody, really.
I went past 2 years. Last year they did an Indian Staircase, and then it is at Hanson's the year before.
Yeah, okay.
I've only been to two of them. That's actually I how I met Stringer was through John originally, and I got introduced to John through my boss, who had John as a church camp counselor when he was growing up.
Oh, really?
And my boss was
Interesting.
like, "Hey, you go backpacking. You might like to watch this. You might like to watch him." And I started watching him. And he's like, then I just reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, you know Jared?" My boss's name. I was like, "You know Jared, right?" And he was his camp counselor. He's like, "Oh yeah, I know Jared. I love Jared." I was like, "Well, he told me to look into you on YouTube and all this." And we started talking. He's like, "Hey, there's a meetup in the gorge if you'd like to come out." That's how
Nice.
I ended up there. And then when I got there, he's like, "You'll have to." Then he found out where I was from, and he's like, "Yeah, you'll have to meet Stringer. That's right down there in your backyard." And then coming to find out, he's 20 minutes just on the other side of town.
That's crazy, isn't it? I mean, the backpacking community is pretty good as it is, but man, you find out you're closer to people than you thought. When we first went to the very first YouTuber meetup that we went to, I didn't even know that there were Indiana backpackers. I didn't know any of them. Like that hiking guy, Chris, Brian Carlson, Nicole hikes a lot. I didn't know any of those people had YouTube channels. They weren't like, YouTube never fed them to me. So when I went to that YouTuber meetup, we didn't know anybody. I was just, again, kind of trying to get out of my comfort zone, get the kids out to try and, be social and practice their skills and stuff like that. I was like, let's go down and see what happens. So we did, and it was fantastic.
Yeah, that's where I met Carlson. What's his that hiking guy, Chris, and Willie Outdoors. I think he's up in Ohio. And then what's his? I'm trying to remember his name. Trail Medic, but I can't remember his name. Keith. Yeah, I met all of them at the first YouTuber meetup, and I've been trying to get up meet several more of you all up there at the Indiana one, because I just haven't had a chance, because I talk with I don't know why my mind's went so blank right now.
Because you need it to work.
She just got a van. Nicole. Yeah.
Nicole hikes a lot.
Yeah, Nicole. I don't know why my brain went so blank, but yeah, that's who originally invited me the first time. And I just haven't had a chance to make it up there yet.
So just so you know, I don't know if you caught whenever they talk about it, but we've actually standardized the dates for those now, so we don't have to like announce it anymore. And in the spring, it's the weekend of taxes, whatever the closest weekend, April 15th is. And then in the fall, it's the first full weekend of November. So
okay,
for what it's worth, you don't have to like ask anybody. First full weekend of November, they're doing it up there in Indiana at the Blackwell Horse Camp.
Actually, you know what's funny is that's where me and the wife parked when we went. So that's another trip. We went to the Dean here recently, and it was flooded out, and ended up walking up in water waist high trying to get to the cave.
Yeah.
And had to get back out. Yeah, it was within the last probably month or month and a half.
Huh.
I still haven't got a chance to get out on the peninsula out there. I got to take her back, and we'll park somewhere else and try to get to them, because I want to get out there and camp on the lake with her.
Oh, I know which way you went then. Okay.
Yeah, I went the cave. What's the Patton Cave Trail?
Patton Cave. Yeah, it's been that way for a while. I don't know if it's drained out or not, or whether it's just swampland now, because it used to not be anywhere near like that. The last time I went out, I went hiking with the kids and a guy named Robbie from the YouTuber meetup. He just went out to Colorado with Brian Carlson and hiked. We went out there to try and go to the cave and ran into the same issue, and we couldn't get anywhere. So I don't know if you have to go a different route now to get to the cave, or whether that's drained out.
So I think the only thing you can do is go that upper trail and walk around, and then go back is the only way I could think of. But I think we're going to park more out towards the fire tower and then walk in towards the peninsulas. I think is what we're going to do next time.
Yep. Yeah, the kids and I have done that before. That was, at the time, that was our longest hike. It's like a little over 5 miles in or something like that. But that's where we were going when we did our trial run of the 10-10-10. We were trying to make it down there to the beach, and we ended up turning around because of blowdowns. and we were going to need to hike out in the dark. And those two things made us like, okay, we're going to turn around and go back and find another place. But sportsman's got to go eat.
Sounds good, man. We'll be here. We're having a good conversation here. I'm not gonna lie. So we've mentioned this quite a bit, the challenge, man, and this is really what led me to you all. And what you all did was, I ain't gonna lie, just in itself was amazing. What you all did, the accomplishment in itself, and then what you all did it for is even better. And I'm not gonna lie, uh, I went and done my part and donated today. And I'm gonna say, guys, if y'all haven't donated, try to get out there. They're so close to their goal. I'm not gonna lie, they're within almost $1,000, almost.
We're at eight. Last I looked, I didn't see yours today. We were at 8,400, so we had 1,600 to go.
Okay, I donated 50. So
Okay,
guys, you ain't got to donate that much. You can donate anything. So you can donate anything, guys. But I put the link out there in the chat. But it's a great thing that they did. I'm not going to talk about it at all because he's got all kinds of stories right here with it. You just want to just tell him about how you got the idea, where it came from, what you did, all the different places you all went to. Just give them the run here, man. Just give them the whole rundown.
Okay. So first of all, he's right. You can literally donate $1. You can do it through a poll. You can, when you go on, you can. It suggests 10 as the minimum amount, but you can go over to other and click other and literally donate $1. So again, anything helps. We're just trying to. It's slowed down a lot. We've been at that 8,400 for about a week and a half or so. So we'll have to make a decision at some point when to just call it and get them the money. But to that point, so the kids, they kind of regret. Last summer, we watched Ryan Trahan's 50 States in 50 Days series. And what he did was he went to 50 different states with his wife, and they stayed at an Airbnb in each state over the course of 50 consecutive days. And they did it as a daily vlog and as a fundraiser for St. Jude. And they raised over $11 million. And so as I was watching that, I was inspired in two ways. As a YouTuber, I love how Ryan Trahan does his stuff. So I was inspired that way. And then I was inspired just by what he did, by raising $11 million for St. Jude. Now, I'd heard of St. Jude before, and I knew generally what they did, but I'd never done any fundraising for them. So I was like, what could we do that's in our backpacking niche that could be inspiring, selfless, teaching the kids that sometimes you do hard things that don't benefit you, that you need to go out and do some good just for the sake of doing good for some people. And so what I came up with was, what in that 50 state, 50 day thing could we do logistically, possibly, with backpacking? So I came up with the other side, 10 miles in 10 states over 10 nights to raise $10,000 for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. So we started here in Indiana, and we went up north to Pokagon State Park. We camped there overnight in the campground, got up, hiked 10 miles in one day in Indiana. Then we got up the next morning, drove up to Michigan, got to hike with Johnny and Colleen from Kuhl Quest. They were fantastic hosts for Michigan. We got to hike right on Lake Michigan. That was a surprise for the kids. They didn't know. We were going to do the Manistee Trail originally, but it got flooded out. So Michigan, hiked in we hiked in 9 miles that day, camped right on the lake, got up, hiked a mile back out. So there was our 10 for Michigan, got in the truck, headed down, got to cross Lake Michigan in a ferry, which was really fun. Kids really enjoyed that. I got to rest for 2 hours for the trip over. That brought us to Michigan, where we drove to Kettle Moraine State Forest, the southern unit, hiked 5 miles in there, had a shelter that we had reserved, but unfortunately someone was in there already when we got there. But we shared it with them, got up, hiked 5 miles back out, head on over to Iowa. Same thing, headed down to Missouri, sort of the same thing, except we had tornadoes come through. We had tornadoes, hail, high winds, and we had to adjust our plans for Missouri. But we got 5 mile or 10 miles still in Missouri. It's just about 70% of it was on treadmills.
Yeah, I seen that.
And
I
then-
was like, hey, it's a unique way to do it. I mean, you got it done. You stayed
I was
true
like,
to
we
the
need to do
challenge.
it. And side note, I didn't let the kids sleep in the beds. We had 2 hiking goats with us there. My nieces, who are twins, they do hiking, and we're going to hike with us. So they got the bed, and Missouri was the halfway point. So I had booked a hotel for my wife to come over so that she could bring our next set of 5 days of food, and so that she was going to do a little bit of laundry for us because, we had.
One second here.
Are we still on?
Yep, I think we lost for a second there. I went off. Sorry, guys. Okay, so you halfway point. Your wife was coming.
Yep. So I already had the hotel booked because she was going to stay there while we were out hiking. She was going to do laundry and it brought us the food. So we already had a hotel room, so we just stayed there. So the hiking goats and my wife slept in the beds. We got our sleeping pads out, laid them on the floor, slept that way. We ate the food that we had to eat that night on trail. We didn't splurge on any of that. So we tried to keep true to the spirit of what we were doing, yet still staying safe. Because there was a tornado warning. I don't remember exactly where it landed or where it touched down, but it was in the area. So after that, we went over to Illinois and got to hike there in the Garden of the Gods with Hiking with Sean. The cool thing with Hiking with Sean was I reached out to him out of the blue. I had never seen his channel before. He didn't know who we were. I reached out, explained everything to him, and he was like, yeah, I'll be a part of that, and hosted us, got the 10 miles. We had to change our plan again because of weather. He got us our 10 miles in, and that went fantastic. Sean's great. If you ever get over there, you can reach out to him and try and hike with him. He was a lot of fun. Then we went down to Tennessee, where we got to hike with Max Manos from Caveman Adventures. He was a great host, did great for the fundraiser. His contribution from people that knew him and donated was like over $600, $500 to $600. So just, from one of our hiking goats, we got that. And the hiking goat, by the way, it is what it sounds like. They're the best at hiking, but for like Crow, it wasn't just the goat, greatest of all time. It was like Goofy on all trails. We had different acronyms for the different guys. Sean was, guide of all trails or something like that. So we had some fun with that. After Tennessee, we went down to Alabama, where it was 95 degrees and ridiculously humid, but hiking with Crow and Squid and a guy named Terry, who actually reached out to us like mid-trip and said, hey, can I hike with you in Alabama? And I was like, absolutely. So he just kind of came out of nowhere and hiked with us in Alabama. Then we went up to Kentucky next. That was the longest drive, 6 hours, 45 minutes, and we lost an hour due to time.
You drove through Western Kentucky, which is, I'm just going to say, not very fun.
Yeah, we went up and over. But we got there, poured down rain on us when we got there. But John Kelly was there, and so was Nick. And all right, well, we got Rugged Mountain Mister showing up.
Well, hello there.
Rugged Mountain Mister. If we need you to say anything, here you go. Okay. So Kentucky was great. The most elevation gain of any of the states was there. And then we went up to Ohio and got to hike there with Jason Wish, and that's where we wrapped it up.
You saved the best for last, huh?
Yeah, well, again, his impact, once he posted something about it in his farming channel, his impact was like a little over $600.
So
From just random farmers and people that liked the idea, listened to Jason, and came over and donated.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, the whole idea, that's exactly where I found out I was with Jason's video. I was like, huh, I wonder what this is. He's like, I'm gonna be joined by a special guest tomorrow, and it's gonna be really good, guys. Just stick around. And 1 second here, I brought in my own little guest, so she could ask some questions to your livings there. She may have some questions up her sleeve.
Okay, fantastic.
But yeah, that's how I found out about you all. And then just the idea in general I loved it. So you see the behind them, the backpacking 10-10-10, and I told you about that, what they did.
It was 10 miles, 10 states, 10 dates.
10 nights. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
10 nights.
Same thing.
Yeah.
So this is Mark in the middle.
Howdy.
Hi.
And I do not
Torin.
know Torin, yeah. Torin, and then his daughter is not there yet, but
Garrett.
so if you come up with any questions that you want to ask them. But you just want to keep on. So out of all of the states, which one was your favorite to backpack in?
So for me,
and it could be across the board here if he wants to answer as well.
yeah, I know. Well, you already know, so you go first.
Mine was Michigan because it had the lake.
Yeah, we got to go out on the beach and play blade, get a frisbee, and stand still and try and hit each other. And if you hit your arm, you lose your arm. And so we played that out on the beach there in the evening. So that was super fun. And then that was his favorite for sure. Mine, I mean, each one had its pros and cons, you know. Like I loved Michigan too. The one thing that kind of stunk was the hiking in sand. Then the mosquitoes at the end of the day were nuts. Like they just swarmed us at like 7:13 exactly. It was like we're fine sitting around the campfire, and then all of a sudden, bam, there they all were. And then we had to do 9 miles the first day. And so that was a little rough there on the sand and everything. So, but the weather was beautiful. Temperature was mid 70s, sunny, breezy, but not too windy. So Michigan is pretty close to being either that or Alabama because it was so much fun hiking with Crow and Squid and those guys.
Yeah, Crow. I love Crow.
I think Rocky Mountain Sisters says Michigan also.
I ain't gonna lie. Right there on the beach.
Oh,
I haven't got to. I haven't even. That's one state that I haven't got to backpack in yet, but it is on the list.
well, Nordhaus Dunes, check it out.
Sounds good. You got anything you want to ask them? Anything?
You get put on the spot.
Yeah.
It could be about anything.
Anyway,
I'm thinking.
she just came back from soccer practice, so she's a little
So did I.
hot.
So did I. Yes, cool.
She was trying to think of the question. And your favorite hike? Favorite state? We already answered.
Probably Michigan or Ohio or Missouri.
So Missouri was fun just because we were hiking with family. Her two cousins are 20, 21, something like that. And they had just done 30 miles in Colorado. So they came back from that to hike with us and ended up, doing it there on the treadmills, which, by the way, give me a trail any day of the week. I did not enjoy hiking on a treadmill. Even walking on a treadmill.
Did you have to set it to one where it would go up and down on its own to kind of simulate that she's walking on a terrain?
Yeah, you could. We ended up just walking around the hotel too, like in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
And there was time when the power was out. So it actually, they were on, her and her two cousins were on the treadmill when the power went out. And so they just stopped. And they almost went flying into the into the front of the console there that you're hiking at.
So I asked your dad this earlier. I want to know what your all's. So besides anything from the 10-10-10, what's been your favorite trip that y'all have done together?
Like backpacking or like just in general?
It
that
could
we've
be
recorded?
in general, any type of outdoor trip. It could just be camping.
So not adventuration.
Not an education.
We didn't do any camping or anything.
We did.
I mean, does Alaska count?
Okay. Yeah, I just seen that. I just seen that one. Yeah, we can count that because that's pretty epic. Not gonna lie.
I mean, that one is easy. That one wins by far. Probably the coolest thing we've done.
Yeah,
Between the
my wife
cruise-
wants to. My wife wants to do that, and I told her, "Don't you know it's cold in Alaska? I don't like the cold." I've been in Alaska in April, and it was still like 20s at nighttime.
Yeah, April's a little early. We went in June, and it was still, if it was raining, and if you got a little wet, it was still pretty cold. Especially in the going up the fjords, up to see the glaciers and everything. And it's still cold when you go out on deck, but man, it's spectacular. It's something to see. So I guess that answers you.
Yeah.
I had said the Tennessee trip with Mom at Fall Creek Falls just because it was crazy because we failed. Was that for you too, Alaska?
Yeah, and or Mr. Daddy camp trip.
Okay, so every year I take each of them on their own camping trip for 3 days, 2 nights, just car camping. We just set up the tent and glamp, good food. And it's the one time in their lives where I let them kind of do whatever the heck they want. It's the closest they get to a yes day. And so she watches movies pretty much the entire time. And he wants to play video games pretty much the entire time. And I'll watch a few of them with her. I don't have the stamina to watch as many as she'll watch right in a row. And then game wise, we need to hook up 2 laptops so that we can play games together when we're out camping. We only have 1 laptop, so that's what he does. So that's one of his favorite trips is when we go out and do that.
So,
Yeah, the other one's Alaska.
I think I already know your answer if they asked you that.
Grayson Highlands all the way.
Yeah, I took her out to the Grayson Highlands. We went to Trail Days, went there for one afternoon, toured around there. She got a few things there. Then we did a loop out in Grayson Highlands and got to see the ponies and everything.
Oh, nice.
It was also probably one of her hardest ones too, because the second day I think she wanted to strangle me. The trail
The
kind
second
of
day she
disappeared.
wanted to what?
Strangle me.
Oh,
We did about
Strangle.
9.5 miles that day, and the trail disappeared, and it was hot, and it was all uphill with hardly any trail.
how many miles?
About 9.5.
Oof. Okay.
And that's the longest day she's had, and that's actually probably the longest trip. I think we did 17.5 miles that weekend.
Okay. That's no joke.
And I tell her all the time, I'm like, you do better than some of the men that I backpack with. So
Well, him, I'm looking at the screen, kind of messes me up. Him, when we were hiking there with Crow and with Jason, I mean, you know how fast of a hiker Jason is. He was up there with both Crow and Jason. They were just talking back and forth, and he was just up there keeping up with him with his 15 pound pack. And I was like, man, good for Crow and Jason that we're talking with him that makes the time pass faster when you're hiking.
I didn't still weight on my back when
Yeah.
I was talking, so that was good.
You should say it louder so everybody can hear you. He said he didn't even notice the weight on his back when he was hiking and talking.
that's when it's the best trips. That's the fun ones.
For sure. I always feel it, even if I'm talking.
So so she has a nickname for me. I'll tell you. She calls me Gingerbread Man.
Cause he always he kind of gets in the zone and he goes fast and you always end up not really losing him, but you always end up going so much slower than he does.
So you can't catch him. He's the gingerbread man, right?
Yeah.
I love it. That's
So
great.
I'm asking you two. Do y'all have any kind of nickname for your dad? or if I struck something now that you're going to come up with one?
That you can say on camera. I don't know. We call each other Georgie, so it gets confusing. If you ever seen the show Heartland, she was into one of the things that she liked to watch was Heartland, and there's a character on there named Georgie. Just one day, for some reason, started calling each other Georgie. I don't know. So we'll holler up ahead. Come on, hold on, Georgie, or slow up, Georgie. Or I think the more unique thing is we have a barking. So did you notice his Mirfs, his little dogs that he carries?
Mhm.
Okay. So there's 10 of them, and they all have their own personalities. One of them is very naughty, and it's kind of like his alter ego, and I'll let him say things through the dog that I won't let him say himself. So they all have their personalities, and they bark, of course. So one of the things that we do is if we get ahead of each other, which is usually her, she's usually the one that's out ahead. And here they are. All 10 of them. One's upstairs, I think.
Probably.
So this is Kylo, as in Kylo Ren from Star Wars.
Okay.
This is Snoopy.
I remember Snoopy. I can't remember which video, but I remember Snoopy.
Snoopy got sponsored, and Snoopy's buddy Woodstock. Then we got, oh boy. So this is the naughty one. I don't know, she thinks she's the queen. She's always talking about everybody behind their back and is
In front
Full
of
of
them.
herself.
in front of them too. Yeah, she'll just
Full of herself.
call everybody out, full of herself. And she has a very unique voice too.
Yeah. Very unique.
Not very ladylike. This is Burf. If you can tell, Burf has a crooked face. You can see the smile kind of goes up that way. And it kind of just, I don't know, looked like a Burf. So that's Burf. And then his counterpart is Murph. So it's Burf and Murph. And 7 of these guys and gals got sponsored. So one of the ways you could donate was to sponsor one of these Mirfs. For $75, you could sponsor the Mirf. And we shouted you out on trail and said, thanks to whoever for sponsoring the Mirf today. And that also sent a little knit. It was like a craft. It was a knit craft of an animal. And we sent one to a kid at St. Jude. So the $75 bought that and then, sponsored the Mirf. This is, let me do this one first. So this is Polly's. Now this one was unique to try and carry on trail because it's actually the size of a real dog. So this one was in Indiana because we could stuff this one down pretty good and fit it in his backpack.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so that's Polly's. And then this is Island. And if you watch our Adventurecation series, we visit a place called Polly's Island. So that's where the names came from.
And I got Polly's and Polly's Island. So
Yeah. And then it's got a little, I don't know if you can see, there's actually a Mirf.
it's Murphy Ray, the one that we're not sure.
Yeah, the one we don't have is Ray with us right now. And we got a little handkerchief that goes on him for,
And then also tail.
sorry.
The tail.
Oh, and the tail's got beads, which she's a big bead maker. I don't know if your daughter is. Bracelet. Sorry, bracelet made with beads. So yeah, so that's all the Mirfs. And so we have when we get ahead of each other, we have a barking system. So one bark is just,
To make sure it's still in range.
yeah, can you hear us? Are you within earshot of us? And so if we do a one bark, you bark back and we know you're good.
2, we have no clue.
We can't remember what 2 was.
Was 2 someone's coming or was that?
No, that's 3.
3 is someone's coming on trail. Like if she's up ahead and we got a biker or somebody coming, she'll bark 3 times and we know someone's coming.
4 is stop.
4 is stop. So if we can make contact with the 1, then we'll do the 4 to say, hold up, you're too far ahead. And we can't really do it here. I mean, we could, but it's kind of ear piercing, the bark. And so it carries pretty well in the forest, so we can hear each other.
You gonna start doing something like that? I might
For the
hear you.
gingerbread man when he gets too far ahead.
I ain't gonna lie, dude, get in the zone. I don't hear nothing hardly. I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, so another thing that we do on trails, we play a game called The Minister's Mirf. It's based on, if you've ever seen the movie Scrooge, it's the musical version of A Christmas Carol. Comes on during Christmas time. They do a game where they clap a rhythm and they say the minister's cat is an angry cat. You start with A. Say the minister's cat is an angry cat, and the next person says the minister's cat is a ambitious cat. And so we do that. Well, we do mirfs instead. So it's the minister's mirf is a bad mirf.
Mirf is a fabulous mirf.
Yeah, so that's another game that we do to pass the time, especially when it's just the 3 of us.
I ain't gonna lie, when she's out there, she's like her mom and stays on her phone.
Not really.
What? She's back there on her phone?
Yeah.
Not really.
I keep her busy. I set everything up and I send her, she gets all the firewood. That's what I do.
Okay.
But she's getting to the point now where I'm going to start making her set up her hammock so that way she can start getting better at that.
Well, I got her going on setting the inside of the tent up. So I try and just chill. I typically would get the tent up with a little bit of help from them, but then she would go in and actually set all 3 of the mats up and pads. So the day that I got her a flex tail pump, she was super happy about that. In fact, we made a video about it. And then, so she got really good at doing that. And then I would start making dinner or, set up a tarp or whatever we needed to do. Recently, especially here on the 10-10-10, she wasn't feeling fantastic. And he stepped up and actually started doing it. And he did a fine job. So now I know he can do it.
That's awesome. But yeah, she's getting there. I mean, you've been on several trips with me now, quite a few. Yeah, she's kind of call her my mini me. She gets out there and doesn't really have a choice half the time, but she's getting better at it.
Yeah, that's her too. I try not to overdo it. After the 10-10-10, she said I couldn't ask her to do anything for 6 months. Well, we'll see about that.
I thought it was going to be until I graduate.
Well, she said she was going to do a year, but she thought that was unreasonable. So I was like, thanks.
Oh. Well, y'all, so we do a little thing on here. I sent the link to you. You probably might have voted, but so would you rather? I call it "What All Trails Would You Rather" at the end of the show. So,
Okay.
I'll have 3 here. I'm gonna pull them up. The 3 one that had the most votes. I ask it, and then you all just pick whichever one you want to do.
Okay.
Bring it up here.
Have some situations we have to. Would you rather do this or this? And I'll show what they are.
Okay, so okay, so the first one, it's kind of for you. So, would you rather backpack an entire through hike with your kids, or do a weekend section hike with someone else's?
With my kids than a weekend with someone else's.
Yep. I think I'd choose the same thing right there.
We'll
Even though
survive.
even though I guess I could just, be gingerbread man.
Just have to slow up. Is he like the gingerbread man from Shrek? Does she know the gingerbread man from Shrek?
It's been a while since I've watched it.
Not the gumdrop buttons. Sorry, that was the first thing that popped into my head when she said gingerbread man.
The Muffin Man?
Yeah. It took me a minute. It took me a
Who
minute
is
because of that. That's what I went to. And then it was like, you can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. I'm like, oh, okay. Now I get it.
Like,
But it made me think I thought of Shrek, and I was like, you mean the guy who was like trying to like murder the gingerbread? God.
Let's get some clarity here on this before I accept the nickname.
no, because I was just like chewing him out in my head. I was like, why is he taking me on this? I'm so tired. I don't want to do anything. Why did I even agree to come? And then I just randomly popped in my head. I should start calling him the gingerbread man because you always run away.
That's
Literally.
great.
Sorry, I slowed down a lot. Though.
Oh, right. Your slow pace is like the pace of fast. We don't all do this every weekend.
I don't do it every
So
week.
that only happens to us if I think we're lost, or if I think not lost, but if I think we're like way off schedule or something like that, or I'm trying to find a spot on my phone that we need to get to or something like that. I'll go up ahead then and kind of take off. But other than that, I try and stay behind him since his legs are half the size of mine. I know I won't get ahead. That usually is what makes her end up being too far ahead.
Yeah, that's what I've had to learn with. I've been doing it with my wife the last few trips. I'm like, you just get ahead of me. I'll tell you when we need to turn. You just stay ahead. And apparently, that's what I'm gonna have to do with you too.
The only problem is he'll do like, you know what a crazy Ivan is?
No.
Oh, okay. It's an obscure submarine term. Submarines would go in the through the water, and every now and again they would turn to see if anybody was behind them because their sonar only works one direction. They call it a crazy Ivan. So he'll sometimes be walking down the trail, and he's right in front of me, and he'll like stop and be like, "How much further do we have to go?" But he stops, and I'm like, "I'm gonna fall over him." Like, stop doing that.
That would be you. Okay, so next question here. And this is for everybody here. So, would you rather sing everything you say around the campfire or have to do a dramatic interpretive dance before you can eat?
Sing everything you say around the campfire for like the whole evening,
Yes.
or do an interpretive dance before you can eat.
Let's say for the entire trip, that's what you have to do.
Oh, so like every night before you can eat any meal, you have to do an interpretive dance.
Yep.
I mean, I kind of randomly burst into song here at home anyway, to their annoyance, and so yeah, I might try that. She dances all the time, so not that she like does it officially. She goes and hides and does her own dancing. So I don't know. You might want to do that.
Like, how long does the dance have to be?
I mean, interpretive dance, so I guess it's interpretive.
You can say half an hour, and she'll still do it.
No, I won't. Not because of that.
Okay, so a 2 minute interpretive dance. Yeah.
You danced out there for like an hour.
like 20 seconds each time.
If it's 20 seconds, she'll do the dancing. If not, you're gonna have to sing. What were you gonna do?
I might still dance.
Which one are you gonna do?
Sing.
Okay, he's gonna sing too. It's gonna be a festive night around the campfire.
What about you?
I would rather sing.
That's what I was thinking. No, it's really easy.
You wouldn't because you don't have the voice for
I
singing.
can't sing or
No.
dance. So
Well,
either
no, I
one of
can't
them-
either. That's not the
either
point.
one of them's gonna be worse for anyone around me. So
Dancing would be better though.
I think I'd probably take the dancing just because I could have more fun with it.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, I think for me it'd be fun to find the different melodies. Try and find the different melodies to use to sing the word to sing what you're saying to. I also sometimes don't say a whole heck of a lot, so there's that too. I just have to say good night in a sing-song voice and go to bed.
Oh,
farewell. I'll you just saying good night.
okay. So last one here. Would you rather have your sleeping pad slowly deflate every night at 2 a.m. or have a swarm of gnats follow you 2 inches from your face all day?
Yeah, I know my answer to that one. What's that?
The first one.
So you'd rather have the gnats follow you than the pad deflate?
No, he'd rather have the pad deflate. So would I, for the record.
Yeah, probably pad deflate because mine sometimes already does that.
Well, like,
So does mine.
well, he can sleep pretty much anywhere on anything. I don't really sleep
Stay nice
anyway,
and
so whether the pad's down or not doesn't really matter. I'm not going to sleep much, and so she thinks her pad goes low anyway. So yeah, I would hate to be doing this the entire time.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably choose the pad because I've had gnats, and when they go in your mouth when you're walking, it's not a very good time. I'm not gonna lie.
No way.
And let's just say you end up hacking and usually puking, and it ain't fun. So I'd much rather have the pad go flat than the first option.
Yeah.
That second option. What
For
about you?
sure.
Pad deflate.
I
Just because
guess-
it would get so much on my nerves, I would end up screaming at the gnats.
It can happen quite a
I
bit.
hate gnats, mosquitoes. That was the only one of the downsides of the 10-10-10 being in the summer was bugs were
Mosquitoes.
an issue everywhere pretty much.
I'm surprised when you were in Michigan you didn't have the black fly issue, the black flies out there.
Yeah, I didn't notice those. We did get attacked by raccoons. Well, we didn't. Our packs got attacked by raccoons in Michigan. We accidentally left some Joyride in his backpack, and they got it out. Not the smart way. They cut a hole in the bottom.
I was getting ready to say, did they ruin the back?
Didn't ruin it, but his outer mesh thing that you stuff things in, there's a hole in the bottom.
Rich, my buddy Rich, he left something in his hip belt pocket when he's on the Laurel Highlands, and they chewed the mice chewed a hole in the pocket.
Yeah, it stinks. Luckily, we had hung our food bag up. We didn't hang our food bag every night, but we did that night. So luckily they couldn't get to that, but they did get to our Joyride, which we were supposed to do a taste test with Johnny and Colleen.
Well, it's about that time. I want to thank you all for getting on here tonight, and guys, if you're just not getting on here, go back and watch. You see the sign behind them there. It says the Backpacking 10-10-10. Extremely cool idea. What they done. Very neat. Very out of the ordinary. You're probably not gonna see a whole lot of people do it. And the fact that he got his kids to join into is even better. But go check it out.
Can't take too much credit. I kind of made them.
That sounds kind of like me. Kind of made them.
Yeah.
But go and check that out, guys. If y'all want to donate to it, it goes to a good cause. It goes to St. Jude's. I put the link on up at the top of the chat there. They're trying to get to their goal. I don't know how much longer he's going to have it put out there, so if we can try to get him to that goal as soon as possible, that'd be great. I said he's almost 90% there, I would say.
Yep, 84.50, so 15.50 left. That's we're 84.5% of the way there.
There we go, guys. So let's get out there, get this thing knocked out for them, and so they can do the next 10-10-10 challenge.
And I tell you what, the most important thing isn't so much the donating. Obviously, we need the donating, but with our small channel, it's the reach. You know, if you can get it out in front of anybody else, I appreciate you having us on just for that reason. When we had our biggest pushes, it was from someone else, you know, getting it out in front of more people, like Jason Wish and Max and those guys. So, and that's, and like you said, you hadn't even seen it, you know, until you saw Jason's video, and we had been posting content on it, you know, forever, and YouTube just doesn't send that kind of stuff out that much. So getting it in front of people is huge. If you get it in front of just the right person, you know, we can make it work.
Yep. And as soon as I get off here, I'm going to share it out even more. We had a few
Awesome.
people out there tonight, not as much as I normally have, but I want to thank you for hopping in here and telling me more about it. And now that I've heard a little bit more stories behind it, I'm going to go back and watch them a little bit more deeper and pay a little more attention to. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know more what's going on. You got the vernacular now. You know the mirrors.
Oh, but so if you want to go ahead and just tell them about your channel, where they can find you at, and then get on out of here.
Yep,
Enjoy our
we
night
are
and weekend.
DMS Adventures. You find us on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We don't do a ton on Instagram. She was posting some stuff on there while we were doing the event. A lot. Okay, she was posting a lot while we were there on the event. We're on Facebook, but again, not super big. Main thing is DMS Adventures on YouTube. You'll find everything there.
Yeah, sounds good. Like I said, and they don't just do like the 10-10-10. Like they just don't do stuff like that. They've done a lot of different things. Like I said, they're a family of adventurers is what they are. They like to get out, whether it's willingly or not, and enjoy the outdoors is what I like to call it. What we like to do, and I'm glad that there's another dad out there that's doing it and showing kids what the outdoors is and how you can enjoy it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate you having us on too.
Oh,
It's been fun.
don't worry, I'll have you back on here, and we'll have to get together sometime. Maybe try to do a trip or something.
Yeah, for sure.
You ain't that far away.
No, not at all. And if I force her to go and you force her to go, you know, they can have a little more fun. It won't be quite as bad.
Yeah, you'd probably enjoy that. There's usually not a whole lot of kids that when we go.
Yeah. Only if their parents force them.
That's not true.
Hey, it's good for them. Toughens them up.
But that's what I look at. I say, but did you die?
That's right. Stop whining. You're fine. Just keep walking.
Yep, just keep walking. One foot in front of the other. We'll stop here eventually.
Yep.
Well, thank you, guys. I want to thank everyone out there for joining us again on this week, and can't wait to see y'all next week. And we will have a trip video from this weekend. Sorry we didn't get one out from last weekend. And you adventurers, y'all just keep on adventuring.